Let's talk about anatomy of an HTTP response in this video. HTTP responses are made by a server in response to a client's request. They inform the client about whether the request was successful. If not, they provide error information. They also deliver resources to the client if that's what is requested. There are three components to an HTTP response. Let's take a look at those three components. The first part is the status line. This displays the HTTP version in use, followed by an informative status code indicating how the server handled the request. For instance, a 200 status code indicates that the request was successful, and 404 indicates the requested resource was not found, and so on. As you can see on the screen, this is the HTTP protocol, and 1.1 is the HTTP version, whereas 200 OK is the status code. The second part of a response is the HTTP response headers. There are various headers to provide extra information about a response. There are headers for security, content, caching, date and time details, and more. The last part of a response is the body data. This part is optional depending on the type of request sent. The body contains the data that is being sent back to the client. This could be an image, text, JSON, and so on. In the response structure, there is always a blank line that precedes the body. I'm going to explain about these three components by using one of the APIs present in Rapid API Hub. I'm using this famous quotes API present in Rapid API Hub. You can use any of the APIs present. I've already signed up to my Rapid API account, as you can see in the top right corner. This is a premium API, so I'm just going to click this test endpoint to test it. If you're using any of the APIs that's not free, then you need to subscribe to test it. I'm going to click this test endpoint, and here are the results. This 200 success is the status code that's indicating that my API is working perfectly fine. Then below I'm getting the body. This is the body or the data. This, as I said earlier, that this is optional and contains data that is being sent back to the client. This is all that's being sent back to the client. And then the other part of the HTTP response was the headers. Like I mentioned earlier, that it contains all the extra information, including the security, content, caching, date, time details, and so on. An HTTP response fully constructed with its three parts, that is the status, the headers, and the body, as you can see on your screens. The server sends the response to the client as a reply to its request. That's all, folks. If this video was helpful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content.